Everything that I'm getting ready to show you is the best that I've found for church security teams and church security programs. And I want to share those with you, except for one item. I am getting ready to change one item. So let's talk about these tools and training that I really enjoy. As church security members, we use a lot of tools, different tools. We use training that we need to help us improve and to minimize our own liabilities and the liabilities of the church. So there's a lot of tools and training that make it easier. These are just the ones that I have found and that I like to use or I'm invested in. Some of these trainings I've done myself. So I'm got a little bit of interest in those trainings as well. So we use the Redivus RT27V radios, and I love these things. So these are great radio, small radio. You can see it fits in my hand. It's got a belt clip. This one happened to break off after about a year of use, but the others have been just fine. We bought the large package. But I love this little radio, and it comes with a great little earpiece as well. So it's got the mic plugs into the radio here, as you can see, and then it's got the microphone that clips on with the little push button to talk, and then it's got the little earpiece. So you can do the silent stuff where you need to do that close to the ministry or close to the session, if you will. So I love these radios, though. They're a good price. Price may have changed since I printed this, put together this little icon for you. I actually purchased these early in 22, as you can see. So then we look at, it's got a little charger. I love this little charger that goes with the package. It's inexpensive. I will tell you, after a year plus of use, the lights on the charger, they're supposed to have a red light when the radio is not charged and a green when it's charged. I found that those lights are not consistent. So but it's still a great little simple charging device. We have our little station set up for our chargers and a little plastic bin tote thing that holds our earpieces with our name tags on them. And I still love this charger. Still works, still charges the radios, but the lights, the indicator lights on it don't work as well. So now links are in the description for all of this stuff. So all you have to do is go down to the go down to the description here and the comment section and look for the links for each of these, and you can get to those. We have the cones, and I would recommend having 4 or so of those on hand. We do have those that we have. They're great little cones, and they can pop up or keep them down, and we can store them in the closet. This one still has the plastic on it. We can just store them in our closet, though, and in our security closet, and makes for a great package if we need to deploy those where we don't want people to park or where we've got some ice or a spill or something like that. And I love those things. Link in the description again for the ones that I recommend, the tools that I like. We've got our little first responder EMT trauma bag that we keep around. And, honestly, a lot of times we're using Band-Aids and stuff. That's what we go through. So we have a box of Band-Aids, but we do have our bag. We have it available if ours happens to be blue, but we have it available if we need something bigger, especially for our EMS folks, or for you, you might have a medical person or an EMT, someone in your service or somebody that's on your team that's got more training than the average person. And having this bag available, I think, even if you had a doctor or something that was visiting and they needed something as they wait for medical folks, that getting one of these is an inexpensive way to go to get all your tools and to kind of hedge some liability there as well, so that you have stuff on hand for any of those EMTs, nurses, or doctors or medical folks that may be on site for you. Here's a little ramp, and it's an easy access ramp. And I love this thing. And it's just a little aluminum ramp with a 6-inch rise on it that you can use at your doorways. If your doorways don't have a ramp, this is a great way. If you're not used to, I know some of the small churches are not used to accommodating wheelchairs, even though it may be a little bit tough to get them in the door if you've got a little bit of a rise or something on your on your doorway. This is a great little aluminum device, very sturdy. You can store it in a closet, bring it out when you have somebody that visits, or you can put it out there permanently. Very sturdy. And you can get these in a little bit different sizes if you want, but about 34 inches wide is the one that we have. And it is just a great tool to have. And I strongly recommend this for you. Link in the description. If you followed me for any length of time on YouTube, you know I'm a fan of Blink. And if you're a fan of Ring, hey, that's great. They're all great tools. I just happen to be a big fan of the Blink products, whether it's the cameras and the lights, the floodlight systems, or you just get into cameras. It's an easy system. You can put the monitors on several phones and allow your security team or your leadership to monitor. You can block out certain times where you don't want the cameras running. Just they are just great and easy devices to install. And I always keep some extra ones around just in case we've got a spot where we need to put something up, or whether that's at home or at the church. I've always personally got some extra ones hanging around just because they are such adaptable and easy tools to set up and add to your security system, if you will. Then we look at the Tech wireless doorbell. If you've got somebody that's working in an area, whether it's like a coffee shop or the nursery or somewhere like that, you can put these up, these little devices, and you can see it glows blue when it's been pushed. And then we have the monitor, which we plug in the lobby where we always have security people on duty. And so near the front doors, and it's got a little monitor that will ring like a doorbell. And it's got like 50 different styles of rings, but they can push this and it can be hanging on the wall, which is where we have most of them. We have one under a counter, but most of them are hanging on the wall, stick tape to the walls, and makes for a great device to alert you if they have some sort of problems, whether it's a problem guest or somebody that's giving them the creeps. I give them a little training on not being afraid to push that button to let our security know that they have a problem. And we have some radios in some key areas of the church as well. But I love this little Tech wireless doorbell for that purpose. And it goes a long ways. We have it going through block wall, and it runs a good one of them 100 feet across a couple different floors, couple different levels, and it's a great device. Also recommend the breakaway lanyards for your security team or anybody really that's out front, so that you just have something that goes around your neck that holds your name tag. And I'm a big fan of that if you've listened to any of my shows. And then these things go around their neck, and if somebody pulls on them, they just break apart. So we don't have somebody that can take control of one of your security people or one of your ushers or somebody. If they pull on it, it just breaks apart and pulls off of their neck. So I love the breakaway lanyards, and the link in the description as well for those. Now, let's talk a little bit about training. I'm going to talk about really what I consider 3 different levels of training. And honestly, we do a lot of work. Our team does a lot of work here for you. As we're going to mention, we've got about 160 videos as of the recording of this video here for you. And I consider most of them good training if you want to use them for training, and they're free. You just have to go back and look for them and look at the topics. Here's some of those, and we'll put these links in the description so you can find them quickly. Dealing with suspicious people, what questions to ask them as you visit with them. It's a great training, very popular. 19 minutes long, and it's free. Dealing with conflict at church for church security. You could use that for greeters, ushers, church leaders. 16 minutes long, it's free. Links in the description. De-escalation techniques for dangerous and difficult people. Free training, link in the description, 23 minutes long. And then some other advice on communication and dealing with difficult people, 10 minutes long, free. And honestly, those links are in the description, but there's over 160 videos. I think currently there's 163 videos here on YouTube under Church Security Answer Man. And you just have to search through the topics and see what you want to show your team. If you just want to have a 10-minute training or a 20-minute training every so often, There's videos to accommodate that stuff for you, and they're free. I want you to use them. We put a lot of work into those, using PowerPoint in a lot of them, and so that it is a training for you. It's education material. It can be a little entertaining as well, but it's really meant to be education material for you, your security teams, your church leaders, however you want to look at it. Please use those things. And you can even, these free things, you can even put them on a LCD projector and put them up on the wall if you want to have a training, or on a TV screen as well. Just connect them through your computer to the TV screen and use those things to train your team. Now, we also have paid training, and we'd have them constructed in a certain way. We put more effort into others to give you more for your buck, if you will. And we are pretty strict on whether they're individual or group. We'll talk about that. But we've got stuff, we're really building a catalog of stuff to help you, and we try to keep them cheap. And if you look at it, I know everybody always says, can I get a discount? And I understand that, especially for group training, but we really are very low in our costs. And the training, most all of the training comes from me, and no matter where you find that training. So we've got unarmed church security, a volunteer basic certificate. We've got armed. And by the way, just for knowledge, those two are the same for the first 8 hours. So the unarmed church security class for 8 hours is the same as the first 8 hours of the armed security, church security volunteer. That's so everybody's on the same page. And then the armed class is a little more expensive. I think it's $10 more. It goes on to have another 4 hours of training, I believe, that just deals with gun and armed issues, some basic stuff to get everybody on the same page. So if you're splitting those up between your armed and your unarmed folks, they're going to get the same base training so that they can communicate with each other, except for the armed part. And honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with having your unarmed people take the armed if you want. So they get everything the same. Then we've got an intermediate course for those folks, the survival tactics for church security. It's the next level for them, gives them some other self-defense stuff, and how to patrol the parking lot, and how to deal with people in the parking lot, and some good communication tools as well. Then we also have, as its own standing course, church greeter safety and security. It's a 4-hour basic course, but it covers things that are covered in the unarmed and armed, so you can get your whole team on the same page. Then you have leading a church safety and security program. It's got very similar material as the other courses, but it also gives you forms that you need and gives you some ideas on where to focus and that kind of stuff. It's really gets great reviews. And by the way, when you go to these courses, there is a what we call a information page. So when you click on links, when you find the links, I'm going to show you where to go, or you can get links down in the description. When you go to the courses, you're going to that information page. So you can, on most of them, unless they're new, you can see the contents. We give you a little overview of it. You can see the contents, the curriculum, and then it tells you prices and how to register. And then it also, on many of them, if they've been around for a little bit, it also has reviews from users of the course. So you can get a review and read several reviews. And we put as many of those on there as we can. So, and we don't give you all just the good ones. So people are pretty happy with the courses, but we give you the ones that also mention maybe they would improve about the course. We have a church usher. We're getting ready to update that one. That one's one of our oldest courses. So, but we have the church usher safety and security training course. It's also a basic training course. And then we have church office safety and security for those people who work in the church office during the week. That's a great training course for them, and gives them some similar material that gets everybody on the same base page to communicate with. Now, you can find those courses, links in the description, or you can go to churchsecurityanswerman.com and find those courses. Look around in there. The course list is in there, and it'll take you to those informational pages, or you can go to churchsecurityacademy.org. First one's .com, second one's .org. And take a look. You can find the classes in there. They're supported by several groups and taught by myself. And a couple other folks have some interjection on that as well. So take a look at those things. They're meant for you. If you've got a big group, let us know. We'll work on giving you some kind of discount. I want everybody to be happy. The main thing is I want you to have some solid material for your teams and to have that training. Now, there are some programs that we do group security training, and it's online group. And we can also put together some special packages for you. Now, these cost a lot more. They're based on 15 people, 10 or 15 people taking the training at your church, but it gives you the chance. They're organized a little differently, gives you the chance to find a facilitator from your team, a team leader, whoever that can be a proctor, facilitator, however you want to look at it. And you play our videos on a TV screen or like you see here, use an LCD projector, put it on the wall, have some computer speakers so everybody can hear. And then you play our videos. And the classes are the same length as the other ones. So, they're either 8, 12, 4 hours, and basically you can print off the handouts and you photocopy them at your church, print out the certificates of completion, fill them out, and be ready to give them to them once they complete the training. You could break those classes up into, instead of a 12-hour class, you could have 4 3-hour classes, whatever you want to do to get your team there. But you have a facilitator that facilitates that stuff. And again, those packages are more. It's not about buying a $57 class for an individual and then using that. It's not put together the way that you need it for the group. And that's not the way we intend those individual courses. So, but we have the group trainings. And if we don't have a group training for one that you want yet, let us know and we will work with you and put those together for you so that you can do it. These are really cool because you can use our experts, so to speak, play our videos, and then have conversations. So I would recommend splitting them up a little bit. Take that 12-hour class and have, at least like 3 4-hour classes and put them up over nights over the course of a month, because then you can put your own spin on it at the end. After, for instance, my courses, after I speak, then you can say, this is how we want to do that here. That's Joe had a great suggestion, or, well, I don't really like exactly what Joe said for here. We would adapt it to this. So it's great for your facilitator or your leaders to be able to add their spin on what we discuss in the training. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I want you to know our team's here to serve you. You do see where we have paid materials, and that's just to help us pay for our programs and to survive in the stuff that we need to survive in. So, but otherwise, we're here and we're all about your teams, about you, supporting your leaders and your church security programs and the safety of your congregations and your people. So please send us a note if you have questions. You can make comments on our videos. We try to comment on everything that we can and respond to you. You can send us an email, though, at support@code4.org, or just drop down and make a comment on this video is a quick way to get to us, and we'll respond to you just as quick as you can. So thank you so much for watching this, for being part of the team, for being part of the community, as I always say here. And I suggest that you take a look at this video that YouTube is suggesting for you to be the next video that you watch. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for continuing to be part of this community.